Evening. Welcome to St. Mary Parish Council's second regular meeting, May 27, 2026, 6 p.m. Parish Council Meeting Room, 5th floor, Courthouse, Franklin, Louisiana. We'll have our invocation by Honorable Reverend Matthews. Do you mind?
Oh, I don't mind
And the
at all.
Pledge of Allegiance,
Christie's
Mr.
not.
Honorable Dean Adams. Please stand and remove your caps.
Let us bow in reverence to Almighty God. Dear God, our Father, we thank you once again, as always, for this opportunity of fellowship. We thank you for this community that you've brought together for such a time as this. And Father, we just honor you in this chamber for the spirit of leadership that you've endowed in us and for calling us to service for such a time as this. We bless you and we praise you, God, as you continue to give us wisdom and understanding about the items on this agenda and all of the things that you bring before this parish government. And we ask, dear God, in this difficult time that you would just continue to just open the hearts and the minds of your people, that we would be receptive to reason with one another and to just try to develop an understanding of how we could do things that will bring honor and glory to your name. We thank you for all of these, our constituents, our residents that have come forward tonight for whatever reason they might be present. And we ask, God, that you would bless them, that you would give them the desires of their hearts and the needs that they have be met within their families, their households, and in their communities. And God, we thank you for the special honor tonight to celebrate the service of our dear brother Jimmy that is going to retire. And we thank you for already filling his shoes with very competent and capable leadership. And we ask that you would just continue to help St. Mary Parish. Give us the increase that we desire and the things that we need to move this parish forward. We know that resources are dwindling, God, but you are the God that owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and even the hills belong to you. So, Father, we know that you can do anything except fail. We bless you and we praise you tonight as you continue to take care of your people. And we ask and offer these blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Mrs. Morgan.
Reverend Matthews.
Present.
Mr. Ina.
Here.
Mr. Olander.
Present.
Mr. Hill.
Present.
Mr. Rolfe.
Present.
Mr. Abair.
Present.
Mr. Davis. He's absent. Mr. Duhon.
Present.
Mr. Adams.
Present.
Dr. Rink. She's absent. And Mrs. Hidalgo.
Present.
You have a quorum present, ma'am.
Thank you. Item 5, reading of the minutes of the previous meetings, 5A, first regular meeting, May 13th, 2026.
Madam Chair, I move that we dispense with the reading and accept as written.
Have a motion by Mr. Olander,
Second.
second by Mr. Ruff. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to move up items 13A and 13B.
I'll read 13A into the record. Resolution of respect and memory of Mr. Alfred Manson. Reverend Matthews, what is your wishes?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to offer a motion to adopt.
So moved by Reverend Matthews, seconded by the council. Thank you.
Madam Chair, if you don't mind, I'd like to read this into the record. This is a resolution of respect in honor of Mr. Alfred Manson, who was a long-term public employee of the Recreation District Number 5 at the West St. Mary Civic Center. And we have several of his family members that are here tonight. And so as we honor his memory, we just want to acknowledge, if y'all just wave your hand and let us see who you are. Thank you for being here. Resolution of respect reads as follows. Whereas the Lord Almighty, in his infinite mercy and goodness, has seen fit to remove from our midst Mr. Alfred Manson, long-term former employee at the West St. Mary Civic Center for Recreation District Number 5. And whereas Mr. Manson was a loving and devoted husband, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, brother. And whereas Mr. Manson was a devoted man of faith and service, whose dedication to helping others was evident throughout his life and in every role he held. And whereas Mr. Manson was an active member of his church, where he faithfully served as a deacon and inspired others through his unwavering belief in love and community. And whereas Mr. Manson worked for many years at the St. Mary's Sugar Mill and Iberian Medical Center until his retirement, then worked at West St. Mary Parish Civic Center until COVID-19 pandemic ended his employment. And whereas the members of the St. Mary Parish Council wish to acknowledge publicly our sorrow and sympathy to the beloved family of Mr. Manson, and hopes that his family will find comfort in the thought that your grief and sorrow are shared by your friends. Now therefore be it resolved by the St. Mary Parish Council and through the unanimous adoption of this resolution that we do solemnly deliberate with sincere condolences, sympathy, and understanding during this difficult time of grief. Adopted and approved by the St. Mary Parish Council in regular session convened on this day, the 27th of May, in the year of our Lord 2026. Approved by our Honorable Chairman, Mrs. Gwendolyn Hidalgo, and attested to by the Clerk of our Council, Mrs. Lisa Morgan. And if I could just take a moment to express again to the family my condolences, the condolences of all of these your elected leaders in St. Mary Parish. And as I had the opportunity to share with the family during the homegoing service of Brother Manson on just a few days ago, which was a beautiful service. And I want to commend you all for taking care of your dad in an honorable way and for allowing his final moments of honor and glory on this side of heaven to be something that will be memorable and cherished and treasured by your community and by your friends for a long time to come. I was blessed to be invited to serve, to officiate the program, because my memory as I expressed that day of Brother Manson is just filled with so much joy, so much pride, and so much honor. When I had the opportunity to serve with him at the church as an associate minister, as a youth pastor, where I pastored some of his grandchildren, and just grew in fellowship and love with your family, beautiful family. And then I had the opportunity to work with Brother Manson during his time at the West St. Mary Civic Center. And as I shared with the family that day, one thing I want us all to know is that it's important when we demonstrate character that is honorable, that character doesn't waver from place to place or from environment to environment. Brother Manson was the same person that I knew at church and the same person that I knew at the Civic Center. He had respect for others. He had an undying love for his community and for his fellow man. And every person that came into that West St. Mary Civic Center during the time that he was working there, along with the then director, Ms. Virginia Sutton, who's also seated at the back of the room, he made absolutely certain, that staff made absolutely certain that every person that went into that building felt welcomed and knew that that was their community center. And so I can't express enough my gratitude and my appreciation for him coming out of retirement when he didn't have to, when we were looking for the right staff to put in that center, when it was brand new. Mr. Manson said, hey, I'll do it. Send me, I'll go. And that was the kind of man he was. He was willing to serve when you couldn't find anybody else. So our hearts will forever bleed for his departure, but we honor God for allowing such an honorable man to be in our midst for the length of time that he did. So God bless you and God keep you is my prayer.
Call vote.
Thank you. Reverend Matthews.
Absolutely, yes.
Mr. Ina.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Olander.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rolfe.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Abear.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Davis. He's absent. Mr. Duhon.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Adams.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Rink.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mrs. Hidalgo.
Yes, ma'am.
We have 10 yeas and 1 absent, and the resolution carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Can we take a photograph
Yes,
at this
sir.
time? We're going to invite the family up if y'all want to come and take a photo with us.
I'll read it into the record. Whereas it is with great pride and appreciation that we recognize the outstanding public service and dedication of Mr. Jimmy Broussard upon his retirement after a remarkable career devoted to the safety and welfare of the citizens of St. Mary Parish and the state of Louisiana. And whereas Mr. Broussard worked as the Emergency Management Coordinator for the St. Mary Parish government for 4 years and was appointed Director of Homeland Security for a total of 3 years. And whereas during a distinguished military career with the Louisiana National Guard from 1976 through 2004, Mr. Broussard served the state and nation with honor and distinction, achieving the rank of Lieutenant Colonel through steadfast dedication, leadership, and patriotic service. And whereas Mr. Broussard faithfully served with the Franklin Police Department for 30 years, working under the leadership of 5 police chiefs and rising through the ranks to retire honorably as captain, demonstrating exemplary professionalism, leadership, integrity, and commitment to law enforcement excellence. And whereas following retirement from the Franklin Police Department, Mr. Broussard continued a life of public service by serving with the St. Mary Parish Sheriff's Office in the Special Services Section from July 2, 2007 through June 14, 2019, providing exceptional service in the radio communications and grant writing, contributing greatly to the advancement and operational effectiveness of the department. And whereas throughout his many years of public service, Mr. Broussard earned the admiration and respect of colleagues, elected officials, fellow officers, and citizens alike through unwavering dedication, professionalism, and commitment to duty. And whereas the citizens of St. Mary Parish and the state of Louisiana are indebted to Mr. Broussard for decades of loyal and honorable service, extend sincere gratitude for a lifetime devoted to protecting and serving others. Now therefore be it resolved that St. Mary Parish Council hereby expresses its deepest appreciation and congratulations to Mr. Broussard upon his retirement, and does hereby commend and honor him for serving 42 years of combined law enforcement and military service as an outstanding public servant, and that we extend best wishes for continued happiness, health, and success in all future endeavors, and that he will be truly missed by his coworkers. Adopted and approved by the St. Mary Parish Council in regular session convened on this, the 27th day of May 2026, approved by Gwendolyn L. Hidalgo, Chairperson, St. Mary Parish Council.
Did you want to, Rolf?
Well, what can I say? I mean, resolution said it all. We're gonna miss you, Jimmy, in a lot of years, helping the community, protecting the community, for local, state, and federal. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations.
Okay, no, any more discussion? Rodney, you got something to say?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for your service, for what you do. I mean, people don't understand how difficult that job could be, especially when there's a hurricane. When there's a hurricane, I mean, you're being pulled all over the place, and you handled it well. So I want to thank you for a job well done. I appreciate it.
I'm telling y'all age.
Yes, ma'am. This is on item 13B. Mr. Ina.
Ma'am.
Mr. Olander.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rolfe.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Abear.
Ma'am.
Mr. Davis, he's absent. Mr. Duhon.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Adams.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Rink.
Yes, ma'am.
Mrs. Hidalgo.
ma'am.
And Reverend Matthews.
Yes, ma'am.
We have 10 yeas and 1 absent, and the resolution carries. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Now we can do our photo.
This is who's going to replace Jimmy. Jimmy's on his way out.
Jimmy said, I'm retired.
Jimmy going to dinner.
Mr. Ross Meir, who's a member of the Sheriff's Department, but he's going to be leaving that to come to work for us now. Very committed, very qualified, and we're not going to miss a beat. And I just wanted to introduce him to everyone.
Congratulations.
I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say, but I appreciate those kind words, and I'll say that I am very dedicated to this. I really want this to do. I've always wanted to do, and appreciate all the help from Jimmy. You know, transitioning from the sheriff's office, I still work in the sheriff's office. And the sheriff has been very nice, gracious to allow me to train with Jimmy and help train the people that are going to replace me. So transition is very smooth, very I promise you, I will be.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Ross. You're gonna do a good job.
Okay, we're gonna go to, item 6, our guest. Tonight we have Ms. Janet Oakland to appear before the council to discuss St. Mary Parish Ordinance Number 2427, feeding of stray cats and dogs, and to suggest some changes. Ms. Oakland?
Good evening.
Thank you so much. I'll put it all the way down. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Good evening. My name is Janet Oakwan. A couple of months ago, y'all passed a no feeding ban, and in that ordinance, it doesn't give any protocols or structures for residents to be able to call and file a complaint or anything of that nature. So that's the reason why I'm here tonight, is to discuss to see if we can get administration to implement some type of framework for that. Because currently, like right now, we don't know who to call. You call the animal control, they say to call the sheriff's department. Sheriff's department says they don't act unless animal control calls them. Residents don't know how to file a complaint, what evidence is needed, which department's going to investigate the complaint, when citations are issued, how violations are escalated, and what recourse exists for residents who suffer documented damages. Because of this lack of structure, complaints are often passed between departments, enforcement is inconsistent, and residents are left without resolution. I'm asking respectfully that the council to direct parish administration to create a formal reporting and enforcement protocol that includes a centralized complaint filing process, including written documentation and case tracking, mandatory routing of complaints to the correct department, whether that is animal control, code enforcement, public health, or the sheriff's office. Define investigation timelines so residents receive timely response and written findings, a clear citation and escalation structure for repeated violations, including warnings, civil citations, and referral to the courts when necessary. Publish evidence standards so residents know exactly how documentation is required. And finally, a formal pathway for confirmed cases involving documented property damage to be referred for court review, allowing residents legal recourse to seek reimbursement. Residents should not have to navigate a maze of agencies just to protect their homes, property, and health. We need a transparent system that provides accountability, consistency, enforcement, and recourse. Tonight, I'm asking the council to formally direct the appropriate departments to draft and implement this framework for parish review. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I would recommend that we, and I would recommend this to administration, could we form a committee to do this And my recommendation would be the committee, because you got people on both sides of this. And I'd recommend that we form the committee and we have her on it. But you get members from both sides and have them come together and come up with an agreement. Because no matter what, if we take your recommendations, they screaming. We take their recommendations, you screaming.
Right.
I think the best solution is we take both of y'all and put y'all in the same room and y'all come up with a solution
Okay.
that all y'all can live by, and then submit it to us, and then, then we could look at it and review it and vote on it. That would be my recommendation, and that keeps us out of the position of who we ticking off and who we not, because that's what it's gonna come down to, really. Is that something that administration could, I don't wanna say oversee, but just that we would just form that committee?
And facilitate. Somebody got to referee that match.
Correct.
Exactly. But, can I ask a question? Has the sheriff been out, because I was under the impression the sheriff has gone out there at the feeding times. Has that not happened?
That I'm not sure of.
Okay, because I mean, I know there were specific times that y'all requested, and I thought they went, so I haven't gotten a report from the sheriff.
Back,
I know the last time that I had called, that's what was told to me. What's going on now, I'm not.
I spoke to the sheriff myself
Okay.
and told him I think that the times were 5:30 in the morning, 5:30 in the evening were the prime feeding times, and they were supposed to go out to the locations.
Well, I know he's in my subdivision at 7:30 and again at 10:30 because I catch him on my camera when he passes. So I know he's in the subdivision. I'd rather he's at the locations where the individual's putting out the food. I don't know. And I don't know if citations are actually being issued.
Yeah, I can follow up on that.
Okay.
Madam Chair, and the reason I'm making this recommendation, because I talked to legal counsel from a lot of the municipalities. Every municipality is having this exact same problem. So this isn't nothing new to just outside of the parish or outside of the unincorporated areas. But they looking for the same direction. They hoping that we would come up with some kind of resolution that they could adopt and we could adopt it parish-wide. And that was a recommendation by talking to one of the legal counsels with the city, and they thought that would be a great thing. Let the two different sides kind of come together and agree. They can have some disagreements, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to come up with an agreement that we could pass, and then hopefully everybody could then attempt to live by it, But we would need parish refereeing. We would have to have probably one person.
And I think the sheriff would need to be there too, because they're the ones that would do the
Yeah.
enforcement.
But let them work out their differences, put an ordinance together that they all can agree with, and we could then pass. And then there's no doubt the minute we pass it, every municipality wants it. Because I've talked to all of them. That they just don't know what direction to go
already
into.
have ordinances.
Correct, but they worse than this.
Yeah, but do they have?
No,
And-
as long as it is a little more stringent than this one.
They updated that last night.
Oh, I didn't know about the update.
Yeah.
Matthews, did you have something?
Yeah, I was just going to suggest or ask, is a member of the Humane Society going to be on that committee?
Absolutely. They would be the other side.
Oh, so, okay, that is the other side. Okay.
Who is currently the humane officer for this parish? Who is that particular person?
I don't know that we have an official named humane officer. We have animal control.
Okay.
We have the head of animal control department, which is Cedric. I mean, you know Cedric well.
Correct.
But I don't know that we have a humane society rep in the parish. I'm not aware of it.
There was a few years ago. I don't know who it would be now.
Now,
Because they've been here before.
Well, according to the ordinance, you're supposed to have a committee for the rabies portion of the parish. And you're supposed to have one that hits that particular,
According to the feeding ordinance?
no, not
No, the other.
the other ordinance.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Adams, did you have something?
yeah, back in March, we adopted this where we put penalties on it. Before, when we first adopted, we had no penalties. This was in March of 2026. And I spoke to the sheriff about it, would they enforce this? He said, absolutely, as long as people call. So, I mean, I don't know, we can maybe get him to check, I'm like, get check with him and get some
I have-
updates on it.
I talked to them and thought they were going to go out there a few
Okay.
times. And I would think the first times are a few warnings maybe. just
So
to
how
show
many-
that we're serious.
So how many warnings are, that's the problem, y'all don't have it structured.
We
to
got it,
where-
we got it.
how many-
You have a good,
This is-
you have a
this-
great point, yeah.
The latest one is, the first violation is a $50 fine, and it goes up after that. Cause we just approved this in March.
Do y'all want to have two members of the council? How many members of the council you want to be involved?
Sorry?
How many members of the council do you want to be involved?
To serve on the
Whoever
committee.
wants to be involved with it.
Is what?
Whoever wants to be involved with it. I don't have a problem with whole council wanting to be involved, but, I mean, I don't see any point of that.
Maybe the whole council.
I don't know if they should be appointed, but they should be invited if you want to sit in voluntarily.
Two who would be members of the committee and anybody else can go, yeah. Does that work?
No, if you get more than a quorum, it becomes an open
Meeting, yeah.
recordings and everything.
Well, I mean, at any meeting, the whole council could go to any
I can't
committee
believe-
meeting.
I can't believe y'all gonna fight.
I'm not gonna fight.
I'm kidding, but what's your recommendation specifically?
That you would form a committee, I would think of five. You know, you'd have two for it, and two against it, and
Sheriff's
one
Department.
representative from the parish, and
I thought you said you wanted the sheriff department there.
when the sheriff department could be that, maybe that fifth person. To just facilitate that, hey, they can have a conversation, come up with some agreements, and say, hey, this is what we can all attempt to live by. And put the ordinance together and submit it to the council.
Are you gonna
We're ready to
publicly
live
announce
by
that
this.
so people can sign up, or is each one of you gonna designate somebody from your particular part of the parish?
No, we would have the committee no different than we do any recreation board, put in applications.
Okay.
Put in applications, we take the applications, we'll have to feed through them, you know, to make sure we kind of, you know, you want it balanced.
Right.
Because if it's all one side, then,
Right.
you know, it's not gonna be fair to either side.
Right.
You know, so you, and my suggestion would have 2 for and 2 against, and if we got one representative from the sheriff, and they pick a meeting night, and like any other committee, they get together and they discuss this ordinance and what needs to be changed, and then come up with a list of new ordinance that they would like to see introduced,
Okay.
and then present it to the council. We can look at it, whether we want to make changes. I would suggest anybody who would want to make changes, though, should go to the meeting that y'all would be having and suggest those changes. So by the time we get it, it's ready for us to approve. I mean, does anybody have any objection to any other input?
I think we need to come up with a resolution maybe for our next meetings. Put in the resolution what we're gonna do as far as the committee.
Okay.
And then we'll form the committee, like, starting with our next meeting.
Yep.
That sounds okay.
Madam Chair.
Mr. Duval?
Okay, like the noise ordinance that the doctor and I put in a long time ago, what, a year ago? Took us 2 years ago, it took us almost 8 months to get it, but it was starting to really enforce it. It takes time.
I think why we just don't let our administration get with the towns that already have the ordinances and see how theirs is working. And then compile maybe the evidence, the information with each one of them and see what's good, what's bad.
Well, I've talked to
Because-
them, and
because
none of
I'ma
them,
tell you,
none
we
of them are
know-
happy.
Y'all know, they got a lot of animal groups. Most of them don't even get along with themselves. So we have more problems. I'm just stating the fact.
But that's the exact reason we should make this decision. They should make the decision.
But
Let them get together
okay,
and
you're
figure
gonna
it
let one
out.
group have a representative, but not the next group. So then we got more problems.
So you just missed what I said. You got all sides come together to agree to write up an ordinance or to make changes to the ordinance. So if there's a certain group that wants to be recognized, they need to be there. And if they're not there, don't come crying after we pass something because you didn't show up. I mean, that's the simple, and let them fight the fight and submit something to us to approve. I think that's the logical thing that makes sense, because there's nothing we're gonna do up here, guys, that's gonna make sense to everybody. It won't happen.
Well, at the end of the day, as a community, we should come together and come up with a resolution that benefits us as property owners and the animals themselves. But you can't have people running through the parish without proper protocol and structure put in place. That's where the issue's coming from.
And that's where that committee could address all of that.
Yes, yes, I agree with you.
Yep. Okay, I think we're on the right track. We'll put it on the next agenda and form that committee and get applications.
So
I think we ought to throw Les in the mix so he can referee the committee.
Madam Chair,
I mean,
Madam Chair.
Les would be a good
Chair's
fit.
gonna do a good job.
Mr. Gouverneur?
So it's my understanding that we're gonna accept applications to be on the committee? Is that the council's gonna appoint the committee?
Correct. Yeah, we'll form the committee. We'll have the resolution at the next meeting to form the committee and then advertise for applications.
So we're gonna have we're having a question on the application for or against?
Yeah, I guess we'll have to.
Yeah, I mean.
What's your viewpoint, not for or against, what's your viewpoint
Yeah.
on implementing a new ordinance? Because if you read your ordinance from the beginning to the end, y'all basically need a reform.
It shouldn't be that hard because she knows who's on her side and she knows who's not on her side. I mean, in reality, that's at the end of the day, that's just the way it is. I mean,
It's not so much being for and against, it's
well, different opinions.
different opinions.
Yeah, different
Yes. We can
opinions.
agree to disagree on what they believe, and vice versa. Yes.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And I don't think we should pick any side because it's going to be very difficult. Look, we kind of pick the side and you get some pushback.
Right.
And if you start getting too stringent, then I get it. You know, they totally disagree. And so they want their input. If they came up here and said, we want this, then you would be disagreeing with them. So it's better let y'all battle it out and come up with a perfectly good agreement.
So with this, is there any way legal can get involved, or do we need to seek outside counsel for that? Because there are laws that you have to
Well,
abide by.
we do have legal counsel that represents
Okay.
any committee in the parish.
Okay. Has anyone from legal look over the proposed ordinance I submitted months ago?
Probably not, because it was never submitted to ever be approved or adopted. So, I mean, and I don't want to,
Or just for any feedback, because at
did
that
adopt
point, I don't,
No, not.
no.
not what she
mine.
had.
What I
Not what
drafted.
she had.
What I drafted, I wanted some type of feedback from it to make sure that I was on the right track. And to see if, no, let's take this off, this is too strict, or yes, this is good. There was
Yep.
nothing that came back, so that's why I was wondering if anybody had a chance to look over it.
And me personally, I did review all of it. I read it all. I talked to legal counsel, Robert Duffy for the town of Berwick, and he had also reviewed it. And we went through it, and that was kind of the consensus me and him both had. Was like, I told him, me and you are not going to solve this. Me and you can come up with all kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, we got people against us no matter what we do.
Right.
So the consensus was, why don't we let the people who it most matters to, whether you agree or disagree, whatever, let y'all work it out and come up with something agreeable to kind of put this thing to bed and be done with it, and an ordinance that we could live by, whether you like everything in it or you don't like everything in it.
Right.
But at least the line has been drawn, it's the law, and every municipality, I promise you, will then adopt it parish-wide, because it's going to be far better than anything they're coming up with, because, again, they're only getting it from one side or the other, trying to put an ordinance together. And that's the battle they all having.
Right.
Okay, thank you, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, item 6B, Mr. Jacob Bell to appear before the council to give an update on Save Our Children Mentor Program building.
Good afternoon. I came in early. I give some photos before and after the building, which I pressure watched that whole building. Me and a friend of mine, and I tried to get some bids on that. I don't know how you guys, because sometimes you go through procurement for certain prices by when you're doing projects. But after I did all that, I talked to Miss Kathleen, and she said the way we're looking at, she might go and just use parish money, but I was kind of wishy of that because when we come to the parish, we don't have money. We just got through cutting 25, but it may be some other avenue because we're doing two different departments. But anyway, I took the conservative price. It could have ran about $2,000. And I pulled it up on Google and got how much they charge per foot for 500 feet. It's only 125 to 145. I took the conservative 125. It's the building itself, which I got it from Mr. Landry in maintenance. So we've been having some, just like this lady was standing up here today. She's not the only one just going with cats and dogs just throughout. But somebody you call to send you over here. You call them to tell you go here. You go book, book, book. And then you got people, and I feel that's important. If you got somebody answering that form, they should have some basic knowledge. Some of them don't even have basic knowledge. Who you want to see? Who? You mean you answer the phone? But anyway, right now, which I've got in my pocket, because the job is done. I've given the guy $170 out of my money. I wrote a check, which he didn't have. It was kind of complicated. But my total expense right now is $650. Now, I don't know how she gonna cut the check or how she gonna do it, but it have to probably be written to me, and then I would well, I still got to pay in the balance because I can't wait on the council. He job is done, so I told him if I didn't get him some money by Friday, I would go in my pocket and pay what I owe him because we both did it. I don't owe him about $280 more. So tonight, can I give him get some assurance that a check gonna be cut for date, time, and whatever?
Can I respond?
No.
Mr. Bell, when you came to talk to us, to Caitlin and I, you were requesting that we help you fill out grant documents.
Yes, sir.
To do some landscaping. And we talked about it for a little bit, and then you gave us a list of plants and things you wanted, which came to, I want to say about $500 because you said Walmart was going to
Lowe's.
or Walmart was going to help you with the mulch and stuff, and then Lowe's was going to get the plants. And Caitlin and I discussed it, and what you're looking for, because you want to get the kids involved with
Right.
helping to plant the plants and that sort of thing.
That's
and
right.
when we looked at what was entailed to file for a grant for about $500, it wasn't, I guess, feasible for us to spend a lot of time to ask for $500.
Not to interrupt.
So-
Not to interrupt you. $500 and what I'm fitting to do that building, I'm in phase one. I got 4 phases. The washing of the building was the first phase, which I give you guys those pictures. If you look around the top of that building, when you look at my thing was so disgusting when I look at the back of that building where all that mold was. And I'm telling you right now, it's not just a $500 check. It could be more than that, but
That's-
not through the
When we met with you, that's what we talked about.
right.
And we have an agreement with y'all to use that building at no charge. You know, we don't charge y'all anything to use the building. And in the agreement, it says that y'all will do minor repair. You know, we take care of the major stuff, but the
That's
minor stuff
major.
is,
That building been neglected a long time. Because it wouldn't have had all that mold and it's not healthy. And you got children around that. If you look at that, just look at the picture, sir. And look at what I did, and that's just the beginning. I'm a landscaper, I got a mural, which I'm working, because they got
Right.
3 parts of that beautification program. Beautification, garden, and health. Now, I talked to Miss Kathy Woods at Billy Nessenger's office. Now, she said the health part could have fit with that mural because it's dealing with mental, the word is off. But then she said, well, just try to go through the Louisiana Recreation, Culture, and Art. And what I did, which it makes sense, and it is on the ball. I'm dealing with Acadiana Regional Office. When she called me, she sent me the specs and stuff. I'm finna fill that application out. I'm moving and stepping else, but the question right now, I need an answer on this payment for the pressure washing I just did. And I give you the price. If you need a copy, we'll come to your office and break it
but
down.
you never came to us to approve.
No, I was talking to Miss Caitlin. She the one that said that. We was working the way you was talking with the grant. She said the parish could afford it. I didn't say that. I didn't change no plan.
Okay. My understanding was we could help with the plants, with getting the plants for you. As far as the pressure washing, which you took it upon yourself to do, we have a crew that does pressure washing. You never
So I'm
approached
gonna
us.
tell you, just like this
to
lady
help.
was sitting here, you got a man that do this building.
Yes, sir.
That building needs stripping. And this thing that I can. You call these places, this lady's not telling, what she's saying is true. That pressure washer, even if you don't pay it, look at the building, sir. You know what that building is? That's the old library and that was Hilliard Bugner. We ain't been to Sam since he done been. Yeah, because Hilliard Bugner used to get in that mobile like this summertime, ride around with that mobile, trying to get these kids to read. But look at the deterioration of it. How do you allow something like that to deteriorate like that in your community? And the areas in, I'm just trying to put some inspiration and spirit for these kids that we're losing from the schoolhouse to the jailhouse. And I'm serious. Unless we get some oysters our head
I
in
mean,
the
y'all
sand.
do a good job. That's why, we let y'all use the building, and we also contribute
But it's taking money.
to the we also contribute.
And then if you and this is the last time I
$7,500
was
to
here,
run
so
the
not to be
program.
augmented, the last time I was here, it was like nobody know who do what. If it's your building, like you keep uptown here, that this a parish building should have the same keep up. Would you agree?
Yes, sir. But our agreement says we do major stuff, and y'all take care of the other stuff.
Well, we gotta pay AT&T, we get a budget.
We
If you
reimburse
look
you
at
for
the
those-
stuff that we offer.
reimburse you for those things. too.
Yeah, but we are parish, that's a parish organization, running off a budget of $7,000.
Save Our Children is
And
not
then you
a
got to
parish
do-
organization. That's a private. That's.
Well, they ain't what they ain't where it's rolled up. That's another thing. I'm fitting to get on the board. They slack. I don't slack. I need a copy of the contract y'all have with that building. Then I'll have understanding. Well, I'll have to come here and be backward and forward. Just like the lady was saying there. It's too many because you call this person, they send you that. Sometimes they don't even answer the phone. You leave a message, you don't return calls. This is why I come here. 'Cause I could be doing other things. This is the only time I can catch everybody. And it's on record. And I give pictures and I got documentation. I put some receipts in there. But if you guys not gonna pay for the pressure wash, I don't have no problem with what I'm doing. Whether you help me or don't help me, I'm going forward. Because it's for the children. And just that statement, save our children.
Yes, sir.
We should have money flowing, and then you had a budget at one
Bell,
time. And
Reverend Matthews has a statement or a question.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, Mr. Paul. I just want to interject and try to help us find a solution. As I mentioned the last time Mr. Bell was here, and I think, Mr. Paul, you might have been out at a conference that day or at an outside meeting. But the relationship between St. Mary Parish government and Save Our Children mentoring program goes back quite a few years.
2014.
And while I wasn't involved the entire time,
Yes,
I
sir.
did get involved with the organization maybe somewhere around 2008
Yes, sir.
or 2007. And of course, that was when Mr. Harrell was still
Yeah,
alive.
Yeah. Mhm.
And so I would be happy to come to a board meeting,
Okay.
whenever you let me know.
Every Thursday.
Every third Thursday?
Every third Thursday.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to put that on my calendar, and I'm
Okay.
going to try to make it to
Appreciate that.
the third Thursday in June would be the next meeting, right?
Yeah, every month, the same thing.
Yeah, so
Okay.
third Thursday in June. I think I'm free that day.
Okay.
I'll put it in my calendar. Let Mr. Willis is still a president.
Oh, yeah, the director.
Let him know that I will make it a point to come to the meeting so that we can try to identify some steps that we can take collectively to help the organization.
Right.
And get a better understanding of where the organization is from a board perspective and
Right.
see how we can,
Yeah,
move forward.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And then I'd be happy to come back to, I guess, our council meeting after that and give a report as to where the organization is and what we could do. And I would ask you and maybe Mr. Willis to come to that meeting, that council meeting after
Yeah.
the board meeting.
Yeah.
And then we should have some direction as to where we could
Yeah.
go. Would that help?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So I'll be at the next board meeting, Mr. Bell.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm not going to, go ahead.
Let me ask you one question. The building is in the city limits of Franklin. Have you talked to them?
Yeah. To be honest with you, the people that I've been talking to, they've been pretty cooperative. Mr. Landry been very cooperative because I found that's how I got the square footage because you're doing stripping. You got everybody I called, what the square footage? I didn't know. So now I know if I call somebody, I can get an estimate or whatever. That. But like I said, with that pressure washing, what good would you have a beautiful garden and the building looks like it's about to fall down? That don't make sense. I don't operate in my house like that. You walk in my house, to the garden to the house. A lot of people think a woman live in there. No, I live in there.
Has the city committed any money for you? Okay.
I can tell you, two people have been very loyal. Senator Allen, Great Allen, even his son Robert. Miss Sheila Jones called me a couple of weeks ago and she said she must ask me to send LeBron to try to see my son, but we've been hearing that for 20 years. We haven't got a kid. I got to officially get a commitment for how I'm going to life. Because I got at least 5 potential places that now I'm just not looking to you guys. They got grants out there. And I'm not lazy. Some people just lazy, that's why they can't get nothing done. They got a lot of different money, what we're doing over there I can get. But my future, I'm not a good typer. I had to get my little granddaughter to type up some stuff for me because that's not my style. I'm not an office person, I'm a people person. But the money, I was saying what I was told, and I was saying, I can't be wishy-washy because I'm moving forward. Is the parish going to pay for the pressure washer or not? If not, then I know how to go to my next step. And like I said, it was probably going to cost you about $1,500. And I use my own pressure washer, all my own chemicals, everything. And I'm giving it to you for $600. I don't believe you could beat that with a stick. Even though you're saying it in a fluid, which we're on a timeline. That's what I'm doing now. June 12th, I'm going to win this opportunity with this grant. I got to have that in by June 12th if I wanted to be accepted this year, and I do. And she, that's the thing about from Lafayette to Baton Rouge. When I call Lafayette and Baton Rouge, boom, boom, boom.
Does Tesh Action Clinic give something?
Huh?
I think Tesh Action Clinic gives something.
That Tash App give us something. We deal with Encore in Baldwin. They give us, they are international. Well, Mr. Jurek, he's the director over there. Which he's on the board. We got about 9 members on the board. Most of them minister and stuff like that.
Does the school board participate in it?
Well, I've had an opportunity to go there once. When they started that future project, which me and Mr. Lieutenant West have had a meeting.
That's the sheriff.
Yeah. He's a lieutenant. He runs the sheriff part, and Sandra on the school board part.
Okay.
When that initiative started, I tried to contact both of them because I wanted some input in that. Because
think
if you
we
look
have a
at
plan.
it's the
I
same
think we have a
program
plan.
and the service we provide.
We can move on.
But it's in the community. This is another. We got to do things so much in this community.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bell. We need to go ahead and move on.
Okay.
And they'll get that information for you. Mr. Reverend Matthews will help you with the next meeting.
Okay. Appreciate y'all time. Y'all have a
Yes,
blessed
sir.
evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What time does the meeting start on the third Thursday?
This time here.
6 o'clock. I'll be there.
Mr. Bell, here's your photos, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, item 7, public comment. Does anyone in the audience have anything to discuss on the agenda? Okay, we're gonna go to item 8, report from, our parish president, Mrs. Sam Jones.
Yes, ma'am. We are about to receive the request for the fire station in Mr. Matthews' district. I think we have everything set up. The money's been set up and all. It's been a long time in coming. It's very necessary. I went out there a couple of times and we're just going to get it done. Secondly, what I want to talk about is the old hospital that was dormant for, I don't know, 40 years. And the guy that did most of the work was Paul Irons from New Orleans. He worked really hard getting that done, and I worked with him. It went on for a couple of years. When he got to the end, he was still $5 million short. And he called me, and I said, let me see what I can do. I made some calls, went to Baton Rouge, and 2 days later, we got funded. That building will have like 62 people that can live in it. It's going to be a dedicated, rebuilt. I was not born in that hospital, but it was built right after I was born. It stood up. It's been strong. It's been strong through hurricanes. I would like to invite anybody that wants to go. They're cleaning it out. They're working really hard. At some point, I know they had another picture taken, all that. And most of those people weren't involved, but I would like for us to have a vision of it, see what's going on. I already have people asking if they can apply and all that. That is part of what I've always wanted to do when I came back to this parish from being in Baton Rouge, and fix the things that have been broken. Those things were very expensive. It's going to cost, I can't even tell you how much it's going to cost. But that's what we need to do. And it's in the city limits, but it was a parish facility. And I would like to see us support that, not with money, but with good way, attaboys, all those kinds of things. That's what I'm asking you to do. And maybe one day we'll go when they've moved ahead pretty good and it's starting to show, then we all can go out there and take a good look at it. The other thing I want to tell you, when I came here, the place has been bankrupt. This is the first time that I can find in 200 years where the place has been bankrupt. We set apart to do what we needed to do to get us back out of the red and back in where we really need to be. Right now, we have about 275 new jobs that people have come into this parish and taken. 275 jobs from Saronic all across the parish. And we have more. We have more coming. We have more people that we're going to need. Now, not everybody that works here lives here. They don't do that. There's some people that drive in and all that. But this is part of us getting back on our feet because we crashed. We crashed for a long time. The economy wasn't great. There was the former parish president wasn't so great and all that kind of stuff. But moving on, oh, that's a fact. That's not funny, that's a fact. He spent every dime was in sight. And right now, what we're going to do is finish that. I would like to ask this council to consider what they do in Baton Rouge. And it's 6% of funding that they can use for building. Not anymore. Usually they'll do less, but it's not any more than that. That's the best way to stop this place from getting $47 million into debt. Every dime that could be borrowed was borrowed. This is a long road back. And we need to do this. We have the jobs coming. We have people being employed. We need the housing. That's all I wanted to say.
Ina?
I have a question. I know that we have a lot of projected jobs to come. I know you said about 275 that have come, and we have a bunch more. Do you think, and maybe this is for Mr. Paul, do you think we could reach our peak of prosperity if we get the jobs, but they aren't living here? Will we be able to reach where we need to go? So if we get another 500 jobs, will those people drive in, and will we be able to get where we need to be and progress?
Well, Paul
Like
can
we
answer
could
that,
if
but
they
I
don't
can
live.
answer that. You got to build the houses. Right now, they from Generette to Lafayette, and they're all the other way too. there's no place for them to live, no quality place. They have houses that have been torn down and messed up and all that kind of stuff. Even in look, when I left the mayor's office in Franklin, we had 9,300 people. Today, 6,000. 6. Now, the rest of the parish, they're doing fairly well. I don't think that there might be one other place that's lost a little bit of population, but the importance is we have to build some houses. We have to find someone to build some houses. And I know the councilman here is working on that, but it's just two houses at a time. We need more. We need a subdivision like Eastwood or some place like that to encourage people to come here, to be here. We lost 5,000 people in the last account. 5,000. Only one other place lost that kind of money. We need to get back on the road, and we got the things done. We're working, and I have some more announcements that we're going to make in the future. Not one, not two, maybe about 4 or 5.
Last question, Ms. Madam Chair. What do you think, Mr. President, is going to take to get somebody interested to come and build those developments? What is it going to take? I mean, what has
That's
to
a
happen?
great question. They are building a few, one in here in the Senator Allen's place. It's starting to grow in that position. I think once they hear and understand that this is real, we had one place, one person from Tennessee called, one that was interested in doing it. Once we get that done and we get more calls to do that, maybe we can do it. And there's some land that I've talked to people that's available.
Is there anything that the parish can do to incentivize that or to speed that growth up? Is there something that we can offer to make it more attractive?
Short of money. We don't have the money, but we can have, look, Evan works every day at it. I work every day at it. Paul works every day at it. We want it to happen. We want to get back to where we were.
Can I just say something? I think to encourage people to build here, to develop, we'd have to have the land available and then the infrastructure. And I don't know if there are like tax incentives that would help, a developer come in, and I'm sure, Mr. Patrick could probably add something to that, but that would help people to grow, to live here. And of course, the more people that live here, then it would encourage more businesses, more mom and pop things hopefully to pop up. And it's all going to be great for the parish, but it's a slow process for the parish to actually see a financial gain. Of course, ad valorem taxes and things with people opening businesses, sales taxes, even people driving in they're gonna eat in our restaurants. They're gonna buy gas here, hopefully. And we'll see some prosperity from that. But I think to encourage people to develop, they need some sort of incentive that I don't know that we're set up to provide.
Well, we're having more money coming in, and we'll have more money coming in as these things develop. And that's going to be locals that'll be paying those taxes.
Yeah, myself personally, I see it growing, but I also see it being a 3 to 5 year project. The housing, I don't see any developer wanting to come in and invest, say, $10 million in a neighborhood unless he knows this will sell. What I think will happen is if the jobs come like we say they will and people want to locate here, they'll start buying up whatever properties are available in Franklin. And once a developer sees that progress, then I see a developer coming in and saying, you know what, the houses is moving in this area. I think I will invest. But right now, I don't see a developer coming until everything gets situated. And I think it's going to be a 3 to 5 year, but I am confident that it probably will happen. But we have a lot of homes in Franklin that needs to be sold first.
I know a developer that's ready right now.
What is that?
I know a developer that's ready right now.
Well, I was
Just
going
need
to
the
ask.
land to buy.
I was going to ask about the property that was supposed to be developed and wasn't. I was about to ask for that. If
There's a
that's
few
still available.
sites. There's a few sites that are available, particularly in the West End.
Oh,
I'd be happy to load up a 15-passenger van and take y'all on a tour.
the West End is actually growing. It's actually
And there's
growing.
land available for housing development.
Right, right.
we need to make a concerted effort to advertise and market that area. It has not been marketed.
Well, we're not quite there, but we're gonna be
Anything else?
there. No.
On to item 9, report from personnel from Mr. Paul Gouverneau, our Chief Administrator Officer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You have my report. It's very brief. It's informational. And other than that, I think we've kind of hashed everything else out unless y'all have any questions.
Reverend Matthews?
I do have something, and Paul, I certainly don't mean to dump it on you. I sometimes weigh whether I'm a dump it on Sam or dump it on you, but y'all together. So it's the administrative portion of the meeting, and I might even pick on Miss Mandy for a little bit. In the spirit of protecting property owners, I've gotten numerous calls from property owners that are concerned about not only the value or the devalue of their property, but also concerned about the potential hazards from neighboring properties, neighboring nuisance properties. And I'm going to tell you, one gentleman in particular, and I'm not going to divulge his name tonight, but one gentleman called me and suggested that I compel the council to exert the same energy concerning his complaint that he witnessed when he watched this meeting live, when the manufactured home was voted down. And I'm saying it the way he said it. He said, since the council was so passionate and considerate about protecting the other property owners in that subdivision where this family wanted to build or locate a manufactured home, that he would hope to see the same passion put behind cleaning up nuisance properties in St. Mary Parish, particularly in rural unincorporated areas, where we are responsible, not the mayors, not city councils, but this governing body is responsible. And so I took him up on his invitation, and on my way here tonight, drove past a couple of the sites that he sent me videos and pictures of. And I wish he was here tonight, but I don't see him, Mr. Joel Oshamon, on Gray Eagle Road number 1. I don't know if anybody's ventured down that road.
We went down.
Miss Mandy, I knew Miss Mandy had been down there.
No, they cleaned one of the places. We went. I went with her. And
They cleaned one?
They cleaned one off.
Please send me a photo of it, because from start to finish, I rode from the corner of 83 down to the water plant. And there's one site in particular, the address is 245 Gray Eagle Road number 1. I cannot imagine how a human being could reside in that property, on that property. And I'm not trying to bash or condemn anyone, but there should be a limit as to what a local government will allow a property owner to do in this parish. And if there was a limit, that property exceeds every bit of it.
They had three places like that. One has been cleaned out. I don't know what's happened to the other 2, but that place was a beautiful place back in the day. That one that you're talking about is horrible. It's horrible.
I didn't think anybody lived there, but he told me somebody's living there.
Somebody lives there and they have a gun.
They have a gun?
I believe they have a gun.
Well, I didn't stop. I drove by because I wasn't sure, and I did not want to take the risk of getting shot at. But in addition to that, there's property across the street from 245 that is in the parish right away. Now, Miss Mandy, I know you are extremely busy. and you have a whole lot to do. I personally, I don't know how all of that responsibility has been thrust into your position. Because there was a time when we had an environmental officer, when I first got elected to this council. And I can only assume that we just never filled the position, but it's still in the organizational structure. Something must be done. I don't know what the solution or what the answer is, but it is unfair. I believe it's probably unconstitutional to allow property owners to be subjected to that type of nuisance and hazard at the hands of their neighbors. What you do on your own property, I get it, it's your business. But when it spills over and it creates a hazard for your neighbors, it's illegal.
Got the same problem in the other place that we were talking about. It's all over the place. And
How do we fix it?
It's gotten that way over years.
Now,
And we don't have the personnel that we had before. That's another problem.
so I know that when a person lives on the property, there are different steps that that have to be taken. But when the properties are abandoned, and I know that there's an adjudication process, and I'm watching municipalities all around us get awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, in CDBG monies to clean up blighted properties. What must St. Mary Parish do to be eligible for some of that funding?
I don't know if no one knows.
From what I'm understanding, some of that funds come from South Central Planning. And I've
Oh, so we got to pay our dues.
And we pay some of it. But
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist that
no,
one.
that's okay. No, that's all right. But we're working on it. But I have contacted South Central, and they're telling me there's a process. And when I became CAO, I wasn't involved with South Central. I said, why aren't we getting the money? And he said, well, you didn't ask. I said, well, why didn't you tell me that we needed to ask? So we are pursuing that through them.
Okay.
Because now that we're in better standing, we're not the gold partner yet, but we're getting there.
Okay.
So we are working it. They just tell me it takes time, and then there's a pot of money that goes, and then it
Right.
goes quick.
So that might be a potential avenue.
It could be, yeah, but that's to demolish a condemned property, is what
Right.
What you're referring to.
Right.
Because
Got a
we have-
bunch of that, right?
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh, yeah, that right on Gray Eagle Road, I counted at least 4 of them.
And they
In
play
addition
games,
to the one where the person lives.
and they play games until they don't.
But what you're talking about on Gray Eagle is somebody who lives there, right?
At 245, somebody lives, but there were other properties
Oh yeah, okay.
in that neighboring vicinity that are abandoned that need to be cleaned up. And I mean, I can ride through Sorrel, Four Corners, Glencoe, Ashton, Baldwin, and point out several.
Yeah, it's all
Madam
over.
Chair,
Go on.
a few years ago, I worked with Bo, the ex-CAO, and we tore down several of them. I tore them down myself. And
Did you charge the parish for that? No?
they I'm working with Mandy right now. They have a bar room and a meeting on Friendship Alley. It's been abandoned for years, and trailers are 10 feet from it. People live 10 feet from this place, and they had a trailer burnt New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and it burnt. Lucky was there was no trailers around. That's what I'm worried about. People, these places catching on fire and killing these people.
Yeah.
And Mandy's working with me on it, and we're trying to move it fast. And I'm fixing to tear down the trailer in Greenwood.
You want to come tear something down in Sorrel?
I can't. I'm old. I can't do all that.
Oh, I mean, it sounded like you were offering, huh?
No, I gotta take care of my end first.
All right.
How do you do
I
that
mean,
with
I'll come help you.
so few people? How do you do that with so few people? You used to have more people, as we talked about before. Right now, we don't have the.
You mean people on staff?
We did tear one down in Centerville.
Steiner?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I know I talked to Ms. Mandy a couple of times about St. Joseph, and she's one person, but she has been responsive. Spread out 50 miles from end to end, 40-something miles end to end, and there's a lot to, I mean,
There's a lady called me from St. Joseph. She's got water coming in her house from the ceiling, and her next door neighbor has it. I'm trying to find somebody to help where they can go and fix it.
Know a bunch of those too. I just want our constituents to feel like there's some hope. I mean, you know, I get it. I know we're shorthanded. I know Miss Mandy can't do all of that alone. Even when Mr. Frank was here and he was doing it, it was a lot. It was a huge undertaking because I know that there's a legal process that you have to follow in order to adjudicate those properties and then serve notices and then actually get a demolition crew. There's a whole lot involved in that. I understand. I just, you know, when we get these calls, I want to be able to offer some hope that something is going to happen. So I'm just bringing it to light.
The last thing I have to say, I work for 15 cents an hour.
15 cents?
No, but.
Well, I'm not even going to disclose
Reverend
mine.
Matthews, you
But I
know,
work.
the nuisance abatement position is something Mandy and I, we've been trying to find somebody. Because it's got to be the kind of person, you know, that can handle, that can deal with people and take the abuse and that sort of thing. So if you know somebody who would be interested in that position, I would love to talk to them.
What's the salary range?
Depends on experience.
Yeah, and I'm not asking to quote a number, but a range. Is there a range from lowest to highest?
Yeah, I don't want to give anything off because I'm not sure what we're paying the last guy. But, you know, we could maybe make it work. I mean.
Okay.
what's the qualification, Mr. Paul? What's the
Concealed carry?
particular certification or particular
Not
qualification
really.
you have,
I
or is
mean,
just pretty
it's
general?
gotta be, you know,
David
if
could
somebody
get
had
him
a little construction
David could get him
experience,
certified.
You know, with,
David could
that
get him
sort of thing.
certified
They
and
gotta
sell him
be
a
able-
gun.
They gotta be able to deal with people and take abuse and, you know.
But is it, do
it's
they need a
tough.
college degree or just a GED, high school diploma?
They should have the
Leather skin.
qualifications for the
Leather
job.
skin.
Yeah,
That's all.
The qualifications
Okay.
for the job.
and tough skin, that's right, and, you know, be able to take it. And then
Well,
be able-
David got all the guns, so they
By
can
the
get him a
way,
gun.
I'll go to that house on that street if you come with.
Oh, no, I'm not going. I didn't even see a way to get in there.
I have a gun.
They gotta be in good,
There was no way to get into the yard.
There's a thing
Mr.
around.
Duhon?
Reverend, I'm gonna see what I can help you with.
Okay, come on down.
Right, moving on. Anything, any more for, questions for Mr. Gouverneau? Okay. Ms. Sandy?
Hi, good evening.
I just have a quick question for you. What does dirt pit with pond reclamation mean?
Okay.
And you want to dig a pond?
They
This is a little,
using the dirt from the pond?
Yeah, they're gonna sell the dirt and they're gonna make a pond, put fish in it,
correct.
a couple
So
of ducks.
usually when people dig a pond, they use it for their pad to construct their home. Well, this got started because they were excavating the dirt, which needs to be done by specific use. So a dirt pit and a pond both need to be done by specific use. But since the dirt pit is the more intrusive of the land, we decided to go with that. And then the end result will be a pond, and we didn't want to duplicate the specific uses so that the dirt excavation would continue, because it's not.
Gotcha.
Madam Chair, I move that we go ahead and accept, let's see, that's, a,
9-1A.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion by Mr. Orlando, second by Mr. Adams. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, report of council meetings. 10A, public hearing report, May 13, 2026 at 5:45 PM. By Reverend Matthews, second by Mr. Abear. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 11, report of meetings other than council meetings.
Yes, ma'am, Madam Chair. I just
Matthews?
want to announce that the Fire District Number 11 will be hosting the groundbreaking ceremony, the historic groundbreaking ceremony for the brand-new Central Fire Station that will be built in Four Corners. Weather permitting, we will journey out to the property just to actually do the shovel turning ceremony, but the program is slated to be held at the West St. Mary Civic Center at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. 10:30 a.m. Let me make sure that's right.
That's correct.
That's correct?
Yes.
There is a couple of bites of morsels of bread.
I won't take it, but I'm just asking for.
No, there's no fresh shrimp, but it'll be some refreshments and light hors d'oeuvres. Am I right, Dr. Rain?
That's correct.
Yeah.
So meet at the Civic Center?
At the Civic
first?
Center at 10:30.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'll be there in
I just-
spirit.
Mr. Ina?
Yeah, I just have one thing. It's not a meeting, but on the 19th, I took a group of my students from Fairview Cinema for a movie, and I have to compliment Mr. Hebert, man. That's my first time going in there, man. He has done an outstanding job. They loved it, and man, we really have a gym, there over there. So Patrick, kudos to you, man. That was.
Getting a free plug.
No, I just, the prices were great. I mean, you had it all set up, man. I think we have something real good for our kids to go do, man. So kudos to you and your family, man.
You done an awesome job.
Y'all got it set up real good, man.
My staff appreciated the children. You're always expecting a mess, and it was quite the opposite. They were all excited about it. Could you believe that? We had a room full of kids, and it was cleaner than on a normal night. So we appreciate your help.
Don't close it, don't close it whether you win or lose the next election.
Uh-oh. Now you see?
What's that?
Now see, now he
Don't
didn't even have
close
to go
it
there.
whether you win or lose the next election.
Oh, brother, it's there for my community, man.
What? Yes, ma'am. Let me provide something of substance. There is a very exciting and important opportunity for our youth in St. Mary Parish. The Workforce Development Group, Acadiana Workforce Solutions, which operates the job centers in 8 parishes in our region, St. Mary's one, they're hosting a Career Ignite seminar. It's a youth conference. Next Friday, actually next Thursday and Friday, June 4th and 5th. And it will be held at the UL Lafayette Student Union, 620 McKinley Street. Now, St. Mary Parish has been granted 20 slots for high school students, and I believe at least half of those slots have already been filled. So those that are listening tonight, if you have young high school students that are interested in filling one of those slots for St. Mary Community Action Agency will be providing transportation. The students will be picked up at the job center here in Franklin across the street. And it's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a youth conference, and they will have numerous industry representatives there, corporate representatives, just a variety of entrepreneurs and other people that will be talking about career tracks and helping young people to identify what they want to do when they exit high school. So this is monumental, and it's something that our young people really need to take advantage of. I wish Mr. Bell was still here. But please, if you know of anyone, there's a phone number here, but they can reach out to me, inbox me, call me, whatever, to get more information. But it's being hosted by the Acadiana Workforce Solutions Group, or they can call the Job Center here in Franklin to sign up for one of those slots.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 12, introduction of ordinances.
12A for introduction and ordinance compliance with ordinance number 1973, divisions 5.4, general procedures for public hearings, sections 5.4.3, specific use permits granting a specific use for Laura's Beach Dream LLC. And B is for introduction an ordinance authorizing the Parish of St. Mary to accept and execute an act of donation of Ash Street and Garden City subdivision from Youth and ACOC LLC. What is your wishes?
I would like to move on 12A and B.
So moved. Mr. Orlando. Next, we have C for introduction an ordinance proposing an amendment to Section 8-01 of the Home Rule Charter for St. Mary Parish, adopted February 1983. And D is for introduction an ordinance proposing an amendment to Section 2-07 of the Home Rule Charter for the St. Mary Parish. Mr. Ina, what is your wishes?
Go introduce.
So moved by Mr. Ina on C and D. Thank you, sir. We've already taken care of 13A and B. 13C is a resolution approving the holding of an election by the St. Mary Parish Water and Sewer Commission Number 3, State of Louisiana, on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2026, to authorize the continuation of a special tax therein. D is a resolution approving the holding of an election by St. Mary Parish Water and Sewer Commission Number 4, State of Louisiana, on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2026, to authorize the continuation of a special tax therein. And E is a resolution authorizing and directing the president to execute for and on behalf of the Parish of St. Mary a certificate of substantial completion from Delcon LLC relative to emergency power and facility improvements at the Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, OHSEP warehouse. What is your wishes?
I so move.
On all three?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Discussion? Call?
This is on items 13, C, D, and E. Mr. Lander?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hill?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rolfe?
Ma'am.
Mr. Abear?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Davis, he's absent. Mr. Duhorn?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Adams?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Rink? Mrs. Hidalgo?
Yes, ma'am.
Reverend Matthews?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Ina?
Yes, ma'am.
We have 10 yeas and 1 absent, and the resolutions carry. Thank you.
14 old business. 14A referred from May 13, 2026 council meeting appointments to the following boards and commissions. Fire Protection District Number 2, Centerville, 1 vacancy. Todd Pellerin, a present member.
Madam Chair, I'd like to move on Todd Pellerin.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Orlando, second by Dr. Rink. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 15, new business. 15A is informational. 15B, Mr. Wayne Cantrell has written to resign from the board in Gravity Sub-Drainage District Number 1 of Gravity Drainage District Number 2. Ms. Lisa's gonna, send a letter to thank him and then advertise the vacancy. And then item C, Raymond R. Beadle Jr. has emailed and resigned from St. Mary Parish Water and Sewer Commission Number 2, Gravity Sub-Drainage District Number 1 of Gravity Drainage District Number 2, and Wax Lake East Drainage District. And same for him, we'll send a letter to thank him and to advertise for the vacancy. Item appointments to the following boards and commissions. Board of Adjustments for the Parish of St. Mary, alternate position, 1 vacancy. There was no applications received. Recreation District Number 5, Four Corners, Sorrel, and Glencoe, 1 vacancy. No applications received.
Know who that is?
It is Tammy Moore for Recreation District Number 5, and the Board of Adjustments was the alternate. Tanya Johnson, we appointed her to that other position. We just need another person to be an alternate.
I'm looking.
Okay,
Can you
thank
let
you.
let your record reflect that it's Tammy Wilson now?
Oh, thank you, yes, sir. When she phones me, I'm gonna ask her if there's any changes.
Okay.
And then I will make that noted change. Thank you.
Item 16.
Madam Chair, if there's no further business, I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Olander, second by Mr. Adams. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.